Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back along to a Dairyman's Diary. My name is Frank. I am your humble host for this little blog of mine, and yeah, we're just taking a little bit of a cruise around some new silage ground. Well, not new silage ground, but silage ground that we're yet to mow. That we're going to be probably putting into silage bales, I think. We want to just stack them down here, keep them out of the way, and then we can come get them as and when we want. But as you can see, the grass is looking pretty darn good. Should be good enough for us to come in and mow in the coming days. We have finished. We've just put the pit on this morning from the other stuff we have. So it's nice to finally have that in the books. But yeah, we've been able to get it all lifted, and it's all clamped. Had a bit of a problem with the old silage pit that we're going to go and have a look at now, actually. But we're just going to take a cruise back up. But yeah, we should be coming down here very shortly to get this done, which would be nice. Able to push on and get some, cover some ground. Actually, whilst we're here, I'm going to just turn around on this verge somewhere. It's a little bit of a steep verge though. It drops away quite quickly, so I don't really want to go too far into it. There we go. We're just going to go and pop into the sheepyard here and see what's up, because I had a few people requesting that they could have a look around and see some of the equipment and the kit we have floating around here. So that's what we'll go and do. So this is like kind of one of our main storage yards for equipment. This is where we keep most things. Now we don't have much. We've got a lovely old combine here. This is an old 4th Street E512, which will be looking to... It doesn't do a lot. It keeps us going, frankly, and it does alright at that. But we don't have a lot of output for arable land, so we don't need anything bigger. And this is our cultivator. We use this a little bit more though, because this is 4 meters in width, and we have to use this a lot because when we plant maize, we really have to go and rip through the soil after before we plant another crop of maize. So we do need something that can really go down. A maize crop, the roots of that crop will grow quite deep, so they really need something to come in and break it all up. So that's why we have the whole of this. Does quite a good job, to be honest, and it's plenty sufficient for the voucher to pull. Doesn't have any problems with that. And then this is our front weight for our Howdy sprayer, or front tanker, and then here's the rear tanker tucked away in the corner here. And aside from another silage trail or another grass trailer which I have around the corner here, this is out of the Bailey's grain trailer. That's pretty much it down here, and the rest of our kit is all the way up at the yard. So we're going to jump back onto our Can-Am quad bike, which is here, and let's go and see what we have up the top there. It's a lovely day to be out and about in the quad, it really is. Nothing's coming, and away we go. So it's great to see that we've got all our first cut of silage in. We have to really push on now with putting some slurry out onto those fields. We let them kick on and grow a touch. We may even in the next few days push the cattle out onto there and just allow them to have some extra feeding or some like fresh grass as it starts to grow back through. It'd be nice to get them away from the yard, but then not say that we have to bring them in daily for milking, so we can't push them too far out. We really got to kind of balance it. But we're going to head back on up the hill here, come to a big main road. We go, and up the old hill. So yeah, we have been really lucky with the weather. We are going to be, like I say, hopefully baling some silage in a week or so. So we're going to have to see how that comes along, but all being well, we should look pretty darn good for that, I should imagine. It's a nice thick crop down there, and we will just get it all baled and leave it down there as well. We are going to just head around the corner back up to the yard, and we will catch you. We're going to have a wander around all the machinery we have there, and yeah, kind of give you a lowdown on where we stand. And there's quite a few things we need to go and have a look into. Actually, there's a few updates we need to sit and talk about. So we'll chew the fat up there. We'll see what's going on, and I'm going to kind of walk you through some of my future plans. So we've got a lot to talk about. Right, yo, folks, we are back. As you can see, we've got everything kind of parked up, just having a little bit of downtime really. We got like I said before, we put the sheet onto the pit this morning, but we had to change our plan a little bit. You can see that we've kind of pushed everything over to the far side there, and that's because when I was starting to do a little bit of pit work here, And somehow, I don't know how easily you can see this, but we've got this wall's fallen over, and this beam here I think is the issue. This has come loose in its foundation at the bottom, so it's rocked over towards the other post there, I guess with the weight of the last silage in here. And so these two big slabs of concrete, these have also fallen over, so they're now leaning. I think the easiest way, I'm not sure if we can quite see it through the middle here. Yes, you can just. They are, you can kind of see how they are leaning at the top, so they're putting a lot of pressure on this side wall. So, I've kept all the silage for the time being away from there, so we can have a look to see what it is, assess it, and see how we're going to proceed with that. But it is a little bit concerning. It's not what I wanted to be looking at, it's not what I wanted to be focusing on, but there we go, that's where we stand at the moment. But the main thing is, like I say, we got the silage in there, so that's going to be left there now for several months. We haven't got much fodder left here at all, which is thank goodness that the grass is kind of really starting to grow now, so we can get everyone outside and they can eat the fresh grass, and we can get some time to grow our hay field back in, and also get some second cut or some round baled silage cut as well, because we're going to need both of those things. As you can see, we've got about a dozen bales of silage hay there, and less than that in terms of silage bales, so it's going to be a bit tough. We do need to come here and clean up the grass and the silage passage from this morning, but we'll get to that in another time. Now, in terms of equipment around here, before we go any further and discuss our plans, obviously we have our Valtra. This Valtra High-Tech, the 8950, a very reliable machine for me. Can't think of changing that out anytime soon. We have our silage, our forage box, the Bergman Repex 34S. We saw that obviously in a little bit more detail last time out. And our Tarot mower, which we've been doing a lot of work with recently. This is the 4032 with the auto swather on the back. Great piece of equipment, couldn't ask for anything better. It does everything I want and more, really. So that's great news. Now, our other silage equipment we have isn't here at the moment. It's down the shop having a quick service up. That is a class Roland baler. It's 44, so that will be coming up here soon. We'll get that picked up in the next few days. Get that ready to work. Valtra needs a bit of a wash, so we might have to get onto that one as well. The glorious 6910 John Deere with Stoll Profiline front loader. This is a workhorse on our farm, really. It does all of the cattle work with the feeding up, bedding down, does all of the loader work. We don't have a telehandler yet, and this we don't really need one because this just does everything for us. And we've got the Graze buck rake on the back still as well, which we picked up for less than £1,000 actually. It's very cheap. And then we have a tedder and a rake here, just nice and small Pottinger equipment. This is mainly used for our hay work, but it's kept nice and tidy and it's always kept nice and clean, so we can always rely on it, really. This old trailer here doesn't do a great deal at the moment. We might get around to refurbishing that at some stage. And then yeah, we got our Amazon fertilizer spreader. This is a couple of years old here. This is the Profi S. At the moment, this has got a 24 meter reach on it. This is a 1001, so it holds just over a ton in weight. Now we would, I don't know, typically our spinners last for about 3 years, give or take. The problem is with them, because they hold such abrasive material and corrosive material in the nitrogen and phosphorus in there, they do start to rot away quite quickly. The metalwork on the inside is the key area that rots away, so we would look at maybe replacing that at some stage. But at the moment, yeah, we've got no problems with it. It's doing everything we'd want. So 24 meters spread. This model isn't equipped with GPS yet. It doesn't have any of the spreading controls that you would find or attribute with GPS, but maybe it will one day. Moving on, we have our refurbished milk tanker. Now we did a lot of work to get this back. This was originally bought over from Germany. We brought it from a former dairy distribution, really, and they were downgrading, so they were selling this. So we brought it, we put it into service, got the whole chassis looked over, checked over, new plates, new discs, new drums, everything on the wheels. Put some new boxes on the side so we can keep all of the pumps and things we need in there. It's a lot of different work, really. But yeah, this is used daily on the carton of the milk, and yeah, so we couldn't be where we are without it, I would say. Then we come on to our stealthy high-spec tanker. This is a 2300 gallon tanker. We're about to use this today actually because we need to get some slurry out into the silage grounds. Fitted with extra wide trailborg tires just to increase the footprint of the tanker and decrease our compaction. But yeah, every dairy farmer needs to have a good slurry tanker. Really, it's very, very useful, so we use this very frequently. Old Amazon power harrow here. This is just about 3 meters in width. Doesn't do a lot, but we don't have a drill at the moment, so we use this. We work down our ground before we get the contractor in to come and drill up our arable land. We might try and find a cheap second-hand drill, but at the moment the words cheap and second-hand drill don't really go in the same sentence, sadly, so we'll keep looking. And then we have our Kuhn Verimaster plough, just a 4-throw plough. We don't need anything bigger. For what I do, this is perfect, really, really perfect. And then finally our straw bedder, really. This is the GRX 2703. We used to do a lot of spreading straw by hand in the bucket, the forks on the front of the loader, but we decided to get one of these, and it does really save a lot of time. Also shreds up that straw really fine, so it gives a higher absorption rate really when it's in the pens. But yeah, that's a lovely bit of equipment. Couldn't be where I am without it. We've got the quad bike that we've just arrived on. I think everyone is familiar with our little work in progress. This is a CAMS Libra skid steer 635. I know someone was asking in the comments down below, so there you go. That might help you out. And then the only other thing we have, and we mustn't forget about, we have got our. Open you up. Come on. We have got our slurry spreader, which the gate's kind of been pushed onto. This is our sludgy stirrer. Some people call it agitator. This one is technically called a stirrer, and this just keeps everything in the pit nice and liquefied, really, when we come to use it. And last but by no means least, of course, we have our lovely International 1255 XL tucked away in here. Glorious old machine here. It's in immaculate condition still, and frankly, I would never want to think about trading this out. So we're going to be keeping hold of this one for a long time to come, that's for sure. That said, what we're going to have a look at now, there's a few different things that are going to be changing around the farm here over the coming weeks, months, possibly even over the course of the year. As you may see now, we have a whole big wall up at the back here now. This concrete wall used to only come up to about here. It's now going all the way back up there, and with good reason. We are going to be ripping out these old stalls at some stage soon. This is going to go away, and we're going to be taking out these old gates here. This is going to become a concrete wall as well. And the reason behind that, we are going to be making this into a little workshop. We don't have a workshop on the farm here at all yet. And I feel like it's something we desperately need to install. So we've got a contractor coming back in soon. There's going to be those concrete walls going to go all the way up the side there and all up the side here. Yeah, this is going to be really changing, so it's about time we gave ourselves somewhere to serve. It's going to be twofold. Somewhere where we can service machines and do work on things, but also somewhere we can store the skid steer and the trailer there, the Humboldt trailer, and also the quad bike, because they're the valuable machines on the farm that there's quite a demand for on the seedy underworld. So a lot of people find that their quad bikes are stolen and the little trailers are stolen as well. So we keep those locked away under lock and key. It's going to keep them nice and safe. And also we haven't used this as a store for a long time. So we need to. It's about time we think about changing that out, to be honest. So that's the first change. The second change, I'm toying with the idea, and we've got a few quotes out to see if it's going to be possible to have this yard expanded. What I'm thinking of doing is taking out these two concrete walls here, take out that girder in the middle, and extend out into the dairy field behind us. So if I just jump up, oh, that hit. So we might extend this out maybe to about here or so, give us a bit of space to put a new shed in there, and perhaps a new milking parlour as well, because we could really do, if we're going to upgrade and be serious about upgrading our livestock, we need the facilities in which to do so. So, oh, I can't get back over. There we go. So that is something else we're going to have to think about. So we'll know in due time if that's going to be possible. It should be. I don't foresee any reason why not, but we're going to have to think about budgets and see how we can make this happen. Right now, though, I'm going to jump into the lovely International. We're going to hook it up to the slurry agitator. We're going to We're going to see if we can get this this slurry pit moving, where hopefully we'll be able to come back in after that, and then open this. And then we'll get the voucher out as well. We're going to be spreading some slurry onto the freshly cut fields. That'll give it a real good boost and allow it to grow as we'd expect it to. So all in all, we'll get a little bit of slurry out this afternoon. Alright folks, I almost forgot. I forgot a few vital pieces of equipment. We're going to have a quick drive out there and show you, just over the corner there. But for now, we're just going to shoot down this little lane. And then in this little Dutch barn here, we bring a couple of trailers, keep them out of the way here. So we've got our side discharge Abbey tanker, which is a crucial little thing that we, Abbey spreader actually, we use. So we'll be looking to use that once, as soon as we can get onto the arable fields after harvest. We'll be jumping on there, putting a bit of muck out. Behind that we have our grass harrows that we use on our grassland to reseed and rejuvenate the crops there. We typically reseed our grassland every 4 years. It's in a 4-year cycle, just to allow it to replenish the quality of the grass there, really. So that's about 6. That's the widest implement we have there. That's 6 meters width. And then we have our. This is one of our livestock trailers. This has. If we're transporting cattle around, we can put about 6 fully grown mature cows in there. Any more than that, it's just a bit too cramped and stressful for them. And then we have an old water tanker that we used to use frequently before we got our mainline piping put in there to the water troughs. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, so that is finally all of our land. What we will do, actually, whilst we're here, is have a little cruise down the track here, have a look at some of the spring crops we've put in. At this stage, it's kind of just a bit of a state of the union, really, a bit of an update, a bit of addressing, just to see what's going on. Everything is working out very well at the moment. We have made some good ground. We've had some good growing weather as well, as you can see here. As you can see, this is a crop of spring wheat, and it's really coming through nice and strongly now. Actually, it's probably going to be due another kick of nitrogens to really push it through up to harvest, but that's come along very well. And yeah, everything's growing well. Delighted to get the silage in. A little bit disappointed that we're going to have to put some extra work and funds into the silage pit. That was unnecessary, I think. But ultimately, yeah, everything is coming along. So we will continue to push on. Like I say, you can probably expect that we'll be getting ahead with some silage bales in the coming weeks, but we'll get some slurry out onto the ground today to give the cut silage ground a bit of a boost, and then we'll be laughing. We'll be able to really push on and see what we can get done in the coming few weeks. So keep an eye out for any updates from myself with regards to some exciting new plans for the yard as well. We could be seeing a few changes coming up there in the not too distant future, hopefully. But yeah, so that's where we are. That's how the farm is kind of really shaping up. We are currently sitting at around 140 head of cattle, which in our current setup is probably about the most we can manage. We would like to see some more come in there, but in order for us to do that, as I mentioned, we need to kind of think about increasing our facilities here. So we'll see how that one turns out, though. There's plenty of time for that to happen. But until the next time, thank you ever so much for watching. I have been Frank. You have been very, very kind to sit and listen to me talk on and share all the love that you have been doing recently. It's been fantastic. So thank you ever so much for that. If you have enjoyed today's show, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, firstly, welcome along. Secondly, please do feel free to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one. So until then, thank you ever so much for watching. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, but most importantly, as always, happy farming.